Your life is important. Honor it and fight for your highest possibilities. Nathaniel Branden. Today we are going to continue exploration of self-esteem and explore how high self-esteem will prevent you from attracting toxic relationships, and how high self-esteem will also help you get or enjoy a healthy relationship. Self-esteem is this deep sense of self-worth and confidence in your ability to face life challenges. A healthy self-esteem is life-supporting, and it even improves the quality of your life. So in this video, I'm going to explore how healthy self-esteem is good for you in regards to attracting healthy relationships and in regards to avoiding toxic relationships. And most of these concepts I'll be sharing again from the book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. So stay tuned. The first correlation is high self-esteem and realism. Realism is being able to distinguish between what's real and what's not. A high self-esteem displays the ability to realistically assess what you can possibly do. This implies that you know your weaknesses and insecurities, and you willingly admit to yourself that those weaknesses and insecurities can be used against you. Also, when you have high self-esteem, you'll be able to see someone for who they are without focusing so much on the potential they have. You will see their undesirable behaviors there and then, and you'll realistically weigh if you want to still be in that relationship or not. So, with healthy self-esteem, you are acting so realistically, and you know what's within your scope of control. And you agree that what's within your scope of control is just your own behaviors and not the behaviors of others. In short, a high self-esteem means you will not invest in a relationship which you've already seen its downside in the early stages of dating, because you are well aware of the consequences and you don't even rationalize what you are seeing. You're just seeing it for what it is. So it will mean that you not invest in a relationship which you've seen red flags, because you already know the consequences and you already know that this person will use you for their needs. So you'll avoid a toxic relationship. The second thing is high self-esteem and intuitiveness. High self-esteem means that you trust your thoughts and you trust yourself. So when you have high self-esteem, you will go with that gut feeling or that intuition. And intuitiveness is this ability to trust those internal signals. So when you have high self-esteem, you will have high sensitivity to those internal signals. And in the beginning of most toxic relationships, you will always have that gut feeling that something feels off, but you will choose to ignore it. This is because you don't trust yourself completely, or you are operating from the point of deep insecurity within you. So if you have high self-esteem, you will pay keen attention to that gut feeling, and you will even choose to either leave the relationship early on or slow things down, because you just rely on your mind, or your mind relies in itself so much, like you trust yourself completely. The third thing is high self-esteem and independence. With high self-esteem, you are taking full responsibility of your own existence, which means that you are taking full responsibility of realizing your goals and happiness in life. You are not waiting for someone to provide you with happiness or to build those dreams for you. You just take full initiative to realize them, because you are an autonomous being. This will mean that you will not fall for those grandiosities and flattery from another human being who wants to just lie to you so that they can use you to meet their needs. And you will also not be seeking a relationship to meet your unfulfilled needs, because you've already met those deep needs on your own, or you are already taking the steps to meet those dreams or those goals. The implication of this is you will not be susceptible to love bombing, flattery, or all those promises, because you know you can achieve them on your own, that you are not powerless to achieve them on your own, so they cannot sway you that easily, because you are grounded within your own deep security. It's more of being contented with yourself and not looking for someone to complete you or to support you internally, because you are a whole being and you are deeply secure. The fourth correlation is high self-esteem and flexibility. Flexibility is being able to respond to change without clinging to the past. When you're not willing to let go of the past, it just shows that you are deeply insecure and you lack self-trust. It's more of like being anchored in an illusion, because the past is an illusion actually. It does not exist. Instead of being anchored in the present, which is yourself. So, when you feel that the relationship you are about to invest in, or the relationship you've invested in, is going nowhere, or you've seen some red flags early on, instead of continuing your investment in it, you stop investing and you look for a way out. With low self-esteem, you will become so complacent because you cannot cope with the new perspective of that relationship. So, with high self-esteem, it means that you are open to seeing and you will not turn a blind eye from a sinking ship. Yes, you will abandon the ship and then your thinking will turn to, what can I learn from this? Fifth one is high self-esteem and ability to manage change. With healthy self-esteem, you will not find change frightening. And you'll also have faster reaction time to the changing situation. You'll not be doubtful of your ability to put it off. So, when you find yourself in a toxic relationship, or when you spot the red flags early on, you'll just be so sure of yourself that if you leave, you'll still manage it on your own. The challenge may of course look so tough, but you'll not shy away from it and stick to that relationship. You'll just be ready to face those challenges because deep inside you just know that you can manage it and you trust your ability to face those life challenges. High self-esteem means that you have the ability and the confidence in your ability to face new life challenges. The sixth one is high self-esteem and willingness to admit and correct mistakes or errors. The main concept of self-esteem is that facts take a higher precedence than being right. Self-trust is tied to respect of reality of the situation and correcting any errors. So when you make mistakes, you just see the truth of the matter and admit your wrongdoings without being defensive or denying the facts. You just admit and take the necessary steps to correct them. So when you find yourself in a relationship which is not working, instead of sweeping things under the rug, you just admit that you were wrong about them without feeling ashamed, guilty, or regretful. A healthy self-esteem admits their errors, takes the steps to either correct the relationship or to leave the relationship because it is not working. Like, you're not ashamed of coming out and even sharing with your loved ones that your relationship is toxic and you want out. You will not preserve a relationship that's not working just so as to hold your position of being right. When you have low self-esteem or when you are so deeply insecure, you will get so defensive, you will live in denial or even feel guilty because you are anchored in this idea of being right, because you feel that being right protects your deep insecurity. So instead of anchoring yourself in the truth of the matter, you are anchoring yourself in the being right, which is a false perspective, which is not actually there. The last perspective is high self-esteem means a healthy relationship with yourself. The relationship you have with yourself is a mirror of the relationship you have with others. This is because the relationship is flowing from the same source, which is you. You are at the center of it all. So, when you treat yourself with respect, others will treat you with respect. And with high self-esteem, you are centered within yourself, secure with your own boundaries, confident in your right to say yes and no when you want to. You are vulnerable without feeling the need to build like a fortress or to build walls to protect yourself from others. With this deep security, you are free to live a life, or you are living a life where you feel unthreatened by others, as you know that you deserve it on the inside. You will not allow someone to disrespect you or to walk over you as they wish, because that will mean that you are disrespecting yourself, because you are allowing it. When you have high self-esteem, you are just secure and you don't even need to look in the mirror and remind yourself daily. It's just an automatic aspect of your being. You don't even need external validation or a Christ to remind you of your worthiness because you're just deeply secure. In short, like a high self-esteem is equivalent to a healthy relationship with yourself on the inside. So a high self-esteem will not allow itself to be disrespected. So to conclude, high self-esteem is very important when it comes to building healthy relationships. It will keep you away from toxic relationship, and at the same time, it will enable you to build healthy and rich relationships. With high self-esteem, compassion will be an automatic byproduct because you don't feel threatened by actions of another. You will not be fearful of people using you to meet their needs because you are just so sure of yourself on the inside. And when you are deeply secure, you live a life of freedom without building walls. There will be harmony between what's inside you and what you project on the outside. And when you find that healthy relationship, you will be sharing what you already have deep inside. So, work on your self esteem and you'll keep away toxic partners in your life. And you'll also have a healthy relationship with yourself. Again, most of these concepts have been pulled from the book Six Pillars of Self-Esteem, which I'd highly recommend. But now I've explored the correlation shared in that book with regards to relationships. Hope you found this informative and challenging. Until next time, see ya.